All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Julie Bowen here to talk about her reprising her role in Happy Gilmore 2. We are super, super excited. Comes out July 25th on Netflix. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. You guys are great. Thank you.
We are so excited to have you here. This is a big one. You've been on our list for a while as guests that we want on our show.
On your list?
Yes.
Is that like Noah's list?
Yeah. Noah has his own separate list for sure.
Noah, am I on your list?
Yeah.
I should have put you on my list because that would have been a great one to check off right now.
I don't know what just my name.
Yeah,
nothing else. Just Julie Bowen.
Could be anything. Having an award-winning actress on Chicks in the Office. Cross that off.
Damn. We could actually change the list and just put that on before this comes out.
I'll just add a 31. Julie Bowen.
Yeah, I just want to give you a head start. I feel like I want to set you up to succeed, and it's not looking good for you over there.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of people believe in me, and I kind of like it that way.
Yeah. So. Well, you have 3 boys, right?
I do.
Yeah, so I feel like you right away, it's the boys need the help sometimes.
Boys need so much help. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have 3 teenagers now. One just turned 18, and now he's just like, rules do not apply. Yeah. I'm like, no, you still live in my house and ask me for like lunch money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What he's like, I'm 18, I can do whatever I want. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious.
Unfortunately, he's not a teenager, but he still needs some help.
Do you text your mom for lunch money?
No.
Text his mom for a lot of other
Apple
things.
Cash requests?
No, but I text my mom for things that probably I shouldn't.
Laundry?
No.
We've had the laundry argument we've had many times.
No, I've recently
He's just recently learned to fold.
Yeah.
Folding is my porn.
Yeah.
I watch folding videos.
I got a folding machine. Like the fold over
the flapper thing.
Yeah.
Flap, flap, flap.
Noah would get you off then because he really knows how to fold.
Apparently, we are a match made in heaven. He just learned how to fold. But it's satisfying.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Kind
He
of
was very
relaxing.
excited to show us when he learned for the first
It's
time.
also, but it's like a guy that discovers that like anything about nutrition and they need to tell you all about it. And you're like, we know.
Yeah.
We know how to fold and we know that carbs make you puffy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, did you see the new quarterback with Joe Burrow?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Joe Burrow is, the quarterback of
You're
the Bengals?
putting me. Bengals.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm not trust me,
I
I'm
know
no
Jalen
expert.
Hurts. That's
There
where
you go.
Fran's preferred.
Yes.
But he was just on the show that they do, a quarterback series where they follow quarterbacks around. He was talking about how he doesn't do his own laundry and like can't make food, and that his mom does it for him. Like he's fully a quarterback of a football team.
Yeah,
multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
He doesn't have to learn now.
Well, there are compromises, I feel like, that you think, I'm never doing that. No, I'm going to make. But then you're in this sort of weirdly abusive relationship with your teenage sons where you're like, text me back. I made your favorite food. Are you coming home? Yeah. And you're like, it's okay. It's okay. I folded all your socks and underwear into neat little packages and color coded them. They're like, yeah. It's like an abusive old school relationship. And you're like, I will never do your laundry again. And then you're like, I did your laundry.
Yeah.
Love me. I made your favorite food.
Yeah, looking for the approval.
Yeah, just like,
Are you coming home for dinner?
I know. And if you read them, you would think, girl, get out of this relationship. He is not the one for you. He is not showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my life.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Well, we're so excited that you are back for Happy Gilmore 2. How did you find out that this sequel was being made?
Well, I didn't. I mean, there were all these rumors flying around, and I guess Christopher McDonald said something on the radio or something that I guess he and Adam had been talking, and he said, yeah, there's going to be a sequel. That just blew up on the internet, and my kids, my son called me from school, actually, he's like, bruh, they're doing a sequel, and you're not in it. And I was like, first of all, what do you...
Yeah. How do you know?
How do you know? You know nothing. He goes,
That toxic relationship.
yeah, toxic. Bruh. He goes, but I hear Sydney Sweeney's in it. And I said, oh, okay. That's probably the new love interest. I said, sure, okay. I have no idea. And I'm seeing online all these people were like doing the lingerie and 2 pictures of beer scene, and they were like sort of pitching for them, influencers and whatnot, to be the new Virginia Venn. I was like, you guys look great. Go for it. And Adam finally calls me a few months later and is like, we're doing it. And I was like, okay. And it's fine if I'm
You're
not
like, yeah,
in.
congrats.
I said, that's great.
Good for you.
That's great. Like, the internet's very excited. He was like, you're an idiot. So, no, I got to, he wanted me back because he's a man, he loves his family so much. So I get to sort of represent that for him, his actual wife and kids and all the things that really matter to him.
Yeah.
He sort of rolled into me.
Yeah.
And I think people are very, very excited for you to return, even though you said, there's rumors about this person and that person. But I think most importantly, you returning is what people are excited about.
They want to stick to the originals.
Yes.
There's some surprises.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises. And I can't talk about any of them. And I literally don't even know which of the cameo guest star people I can talk about, because I heard a list yesterday. I did press all day, and I'm like, nobody's mentioned Shimmy da Boop Bop, who has sold out Madison Square Garden 4 times. No one's even said that yet. Is he? There's so many surprises,
Right? Because we really just go off. The trailer is just nonstop. When you watch the trailer, it's like, oh my God, there's that person. Plus, there's all the professional golfers that are in it.
Right.
We know Travis Kelce has talked a ton about being in it. So it's like you have all these people that you're
Travis,
like,
don't you have anything else to do? No, he was very, very. Everybody was so happy to have him. Everybody loves to come and play with Adam because he's nice. He's super nice, and you always feel like relaxed. I mean, the man wears baggy shorts every day. How can you not feel relaxed? I love it.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, especially at the premieres?
Style icon.
Yeah.
I wore a dress today because I'm not doing press with him, but I did press with him for the past 2 days, so I wore shorts. They were cuter.
Yeah.
Because
I can't imagine
I
you
would
were in
get
baggy
more-
basketball shorts.
at home all the time. I dress. My wardrobe's fairly interchangeable with my teenage boys.
Right.
And Adam knows that. But when we do press, he's like, why are you all dressed up? You look nice. No, you look nice. But he definitely is not used to seeing me in a dress.
Yes.
I'm not used to seeing me in a dress.
No, well, you look beautiful.
beautiful
dress. Yes.
It goes back at midnight.
Yeah.
It's all rental. You pay somebody, they give you clothing.
Yep.
People do your makeup and hair. Do you guys do your hair and your makeup?
We do.
Mostly, yes.
Mostly. Yes.
I am not capable.
Yeah.
I am not capable.
Well, there you go.
My cousins call me derelict because of the way I dress, like ripped clothing, bad hair. They're like, have you showered? I'm like, I'm going to get to it.
Yeah.
I'm on my second workout. No shower. It's working out great.
Well, look, then that's why you come and you do press and you're a walking billboard for all the people that help put together, the look.
Yeah. Oh, trust
So
me.
it's-
They get
Exactly.
mad props.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Do you ever get nervous to rent the dresses and the clothes?
No, I have a person who dressed me when for something. Somebody introduced me to her. I was doing a magazine thing when I was pregnant, and she actually put clothes on my giant pregnant body, and I was like, "You're my person. We are together for life." And I pay her, and she puts clothes on me, and it's the greatest relationship I've ever had.
Yeah.
And then she takes the clothes away, and I never have to go shopping.
Yeah.
That's
I
beautiful.
never have to. I'm so happy. So my actual closet is a sad forest of baggy shorts.
Adam Sandler's closet.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty close. Yeah, they're pretty close. Yeah.
When you heard Happy Gilmore 2 is being made, what did the memories come rushing back to you of making the first one? What was that like then, making that movie? And did you know what kind of crazy cultural phenomenon the first one would be?
Oh, I had absolutely no idea. He'd only done Billy Madison.
Yeah.
And he was on Saturday Night Live, obviously. So people knew him and he was popular, but he wasn't a movie star yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on the verge of being, he was like, okay, I think something's happening here. And we were in Canada, and comparatively, it was a small budget, and I hated my hair. And I was like, oh, well, no one's going to see it. I'm having a blast doing it. It's my first movie. I'm having so much fun. If nobody sees it, doesn't matter, because this is the greatest summer of my life. We were up there for 3 months. It was a blast. Plus, it was all boys. I'm very, I don't know what, it used to be called a tomboy. I don't know what it is anymore. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
But I like hanging out with dudes.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I had the best time. And then it came out and I was like, oh, I see. This is going to be the rest of my life. It's going to be like on my tombstone and there's just going to be my hair. And just a line drawing of my hair.
You're like, great. I'll live with this hairstyle for the rest of my, no matter how many times I change my hair.
Isn't it funny when people tell you like you're never gonna remember like what you didn't like about yourself, and you're like, no, the one thing I
What are you
remember.
talking
You're
about?
like the one thing I remember is that I hated my hair.
Well, I didn't. It was like, it wasn't me, that hair. But then again, nor was Virginia Bennett. She was wearing suits, and so I was like, okay, it's part of a character. I'm fine. I'm fine, and I don't want to sound ungrateful at all because it was my first movie and the beginning of like the best time in my life. I had since then I've been working fairly steadily, and I'm so happy. So I don't want to throw too much shade on it, but at the same time, you go, what the hell, really? That hairstyle did not age well for anyone. Princess Di didn't,
Yeah.
Well, they say everyone looks younger now than they did with
right?
that haircut.
That hair was aging. That hair was very aging. And Diana, I mean, it's a tragedy that she died when she did, but also, and I'm very serious, it was horrible what happened. She was just getting the hair figured out. And we feel like we were rounding a corner, and I really wanted to see where she was going. And
we were so close to
so
getting
close
the hair.
to a bouncy blowout.
it stopped with the spray and the feathers, and you're like,
Yep.
it was a representation of how she was coming into her own, and I was like, I am here for all of this. Let's go.
Yep.
And everyone's talking about her style and her hair now and all this, and I'm like, ooh, guys, she was just hitting her stride.
Yeah, that is true.
She's
That
right
is-
there.
We
that is
really,
true.
I know.
Yeah.
We were,
I will say, like, we walked by it because it's a trendy right now to cut your hair short, not like short,
Middle
short, but
part,
short, like
bob.
they're like this, like the summer lob, people are calling it. And my husband the other day was like, "Would you cut your hair that short?" I was like, "Oh, maybe." And then he was like, "No, like short, like pixie short." I was like, "What? No."
is he trying to tell you something?
Yes,
Is he into it?
Yeah,
I know.
Right. Seems like you might be into
I know.
it.
I was like, no. He's like, "I think you could pull it off." I was like, "No, I would not do that to myself."
You could.
You could pull it off.
You
Yeah,
could.
but people can pull off hairstyles. It doesn't mean they should do it.
With
You know?
AI, you can like
That's
You
so
test
true.
it out.
That's so
Do it.
true.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could probably mock it up for me, and then I could be like, "See, no."
I always said when I was younger, I was like, there's two hairstyles. I want to dye my hair black, and I want a Betty Page,
Yep.
and I wanted a short bob. And one time for some movie, they had to make a mold of my head, and I still have it. The shape of my head without hair, it's horrible. There's like
No one should
planes.
know what
it
that
looks
is.
like.
Yeah.
I was dropped on my head as a child,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, you know what? We're gonna keep whatever
Yeah,
dysregulated hair is happening up here.
that's why I said for guys when they bald, they're like, it's a hit or miss, so they have a good head or not.
Right. They don't know.
You
don't
don't know. You don't know when it's going to be a little
Yep.
bit of a penis or if it's
Exactly.
going to be
Right.
flat.
Do I have the right
or
head
there's
for
a
this?
ridge. Yes, you don't. You don't know.
But you said you've wanted to dye your hair black.
I did when I was younger. Yeah. When I was younger, I thought that was cool. I mean, please, I grew up like the 90s and goth and all that. And I was never goth, but I was like, I like that. I like that look. And I want to try it. No, now,
Yeah.
uh-uh.
No, for sure.
No way.
Where did the acting bug come for you? Because I feel like growing up in Maryland, not around like the Hollywood fancy lifestyle, all those
God,
things.
no. My mom and dad were like, go outside and play.
Yeah.
And do not come back inside until you hear. My mother in suburban Baltimore bought one of those dinner triangles like you see in like Western movies, and it was loud as hell. And she would ring it when it was time to come home, and you could hear it all over the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We would go. That's when we would go home. Our neighbors had a horse. We would just go and make up stories all day and then put on plays. That's what we would do with the whole neighborhood. There was nothing else to do because we were like, Mom's like, you're not watching TV. We're only allowed to watch specials, which you guys don't even know what they are.
Yeah.
You're too young. They're used. Once upon a time, children, gather around. There were 3 networks. And then every now and again, they'd have like a special. And the special would be like a movie. It'd be like Gone with the Wind or something. And we were only allowed to watch specials. So we put on our own entertainment because that's what you do. So to me, it was like, that's what everybody does, right? And then I realized, no, they don't. Other kids are like home watching fun stuff. And we're like out in a field putting on a play, pretending we're fairies.
Yeah.
So that was just normal to me.
Yeah.
So then how do you end up with like a manager, an agent, and going on those auditions?
Oh, that's hilarious. Because there she is, Kay Lieberman. Well, that's a fun story. I in college I didn't major in acting, but this little indie film came to town and I auditioned for it and I got it. And at the time it was a big deal to have film on yourself. In the 90s, nobody had a cell phone. So I actually had film on myself from this. And I was moved to New York and I was living with my dad's roommate from college. It sounds weird, ladies. It wasn't weird. It wasn't weird. I love you, Andrew.
Repeat that sentence.
Yeah.
Andrew Smith, it took me in. I was supposed to be with some boyfriend and he dumped me. And the only other person I knew in New York was my dad's roommate from college. So, and he was like, come over here. And we lived together for a while.
You and your dad shared a roommate.
He loved to make it seem like there was something going on. There was nothing going on. But it was so great. And he had an ex-girlfriend who was an agent, Kay Lieberman, and who's here in this room right now. And we went out to dinner one night and I gave her the tape because I actually had film on myself. And that's how that all started. So, yeah. And they remind me I paid for dinner and they were like, what the who does that? And I was like, my dad always told me, never let anybody buy you a meal they think they own you. And I'm still a little squirrely when someone buys me a meal. I'm like, keeping the tally in my head. I'm like, does he own me?
Right.
Does she own me? I don't know.
Right. What do I have to give back now? For
I don't
this?
understand. Like, because a lot of my friends now who are younger are like, there's more of an old school thing about dating now. Like, let him come to you. He has to pay kind of things. And I'm like, but then he owns you. Yeah. And like, no, he doesn't. Why do you think this? And I was like, I don't know, Dad, you're in my head.
Yep.
That's amazing, though, that you guys have kept the working relationship all this time.
You have to trust somebody.
Yeah.
Because Los Angeles, this whole industry is just complete BS. I mean, it's great when you get to do something like Happy Gilmore, when I get to do Modern Family, but there's so much ancillary crap, and you have to trust somebody. And she could be robbing me blind, and I have no idea, and I don't care because I made that choice. You make the choice that you're like, this is the person I'm going to trust.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
You mentioned Modern Family, one of the absolute best ever. Those, sitcoms, it's one of those ones, comfort shows for so many people, and you watch it on TV, and now people watch it and stream it, and they binge it, and they relive it, and they get to go through that journey again. What was the big moment for you when you found out, like, oh, this show is gonna have longevity?
Pretty much right away.
Yeah.
But I also had just given birth to twins. So, because I was pregnant on the pilot and like 8.5 months pregnant on the pilot with twins, or 8 months pregnant, I don't know. I was huge.
Yeah.
And I gave birth and then I had 8 weeks off and then we started shooting the series and it was clear right away that this was going to be a big hit, which was fantastic. And I could not really enjoy that because when you go home, it was going home to 3. I had a 2-year-old and 2 newborns.
Yep.
And it was really exhausting. And I remember Jesse going to like Monaco just to get an award because he's like, it's a freebie. It's fun. You should do it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, I remember going to some event with a breast pump, because I was still nursing and it broke and my boobs were crawling out of the dress and everyone's like, you look great. And I'm like, I feel awful. I'm so tired.
That is fair. That's a tough immediate balance. So when do you think you got to enjoy being
I
double
loved
duty?
every day at work.
Yeah.
I loved it. I didn't really need the other stuff because they'd be like, we're going to go here and you can go to, people were traveling the world to sell the show ostensibly because everybody wanted a visit from Ty Burrell or, Eric Stone Street, Sofia Vergara, please. Yeah. And I made my peace with the fact that I got to be with those people all day, every day, Monday through Friday. It was all the all the fun I could have asked for. So I didn't. So yes, I appreciated every single day at work. I loved it. It was a blast. Imagine.
Right.
No,
and
I know.
for so long too, right? 2009
years.
to
Yeah.
2020, right? And are you missing it at all? Because
my
when you
God.
get so used to it every day.
I was, well, we wrapped February 2020, and 3 weeks later, we shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And, my therapist, I'm in therapy, guys. Don't be shocked. She's always like, you lost everything at the same time.
Yeah.
I was fairly recently divorced, and I hadn't really processed that. And then there's the shutdown, and then Modern Family stops, and I'm just like, I feel weird. I don't know
Right.
what I feel. I don't know how to feel. I didn't know what to do without all that structure around me. But I figured it out.
Yeah.
It's
What do you think was the one thing that helped you through that?
the pandemic was awful. Shutdown was awful. But I got my kids all day, every day, because they were doing homeschool, and it's like I got them at the sweetest point. They weren't driving, and it wasn't all about like parties and girls yet. It became that right, immediately after. And it was like I got these extra years in a way.
right.
And that was great.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I really need to double down and invest in these people because you pick them up from school, you get them to soccer practice, you drop them on, blah, 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 blah. And this was like we were just together, and that was great.
Yeah, that's
fantastic.
nice.
Now we see, even with Happy Gilmore 2 and other shows, they're always reprising, bringing things back. Modern Family, they say, we're going to bring everybody back 5-10 years from now. Are you like, yes, let's do it? Or do you think, no, we need to leave that show how it was?
Oh, I would show up tomorrow if they were like, we're going to do
Anything.
a stage version with singing, which I cannot do. I cannot sing or dance. I'd be like, I will be Claire in a coma in the middle of it. Those are the nicest, smartest, most fun people. They're delightful, and I would do anything.
What's the Modern Family group chat like?
Chaotic. It's very weird and intermittent, but it'll suddenly blow up with some crazy. It's usually Ed O'Neill.
Interesting.
It's funny because he's the worst texter,
Right.
but the funniest because he doesn't he's really
he can't
bad
text,
at
that's why
technology.
it's funny.
Yes, and so sometimes it'll be like there'll be a text out of the blue. No one's talked in a couple months, and it'll say thank you, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And then it just starts, and you've
Sparks
got all these
everything.
brilliant people chiming in. Thank you for what? What are you talking about? And then Ed won't come back on again. I mean, until the next day. But you have days and days of texts of people just ragging on each other and making fun of each other, and it's delightful. And there's a lot of talk about meat.
Interesting.
There's a lot. Sometimes, Eric just throws up like marinating
Yeah.
this.
Right.
And you're like,
he's a Kansas City guy,
can't
Yeah.
say he
loves
just
that.
wants
True.
us to know that
Loves
he's
that
marinating.
barbecue. Just-
Loves that
That's a
barbecue.
dream group chat to be a part of. We were just talking last week about what sitcom parents you would want to be your own parents, and we posted it on our Instagram. So many Claire and Phil.
Yeah.
So many.
Oh, I'm so flattered. I wish my kids felt that way. They're like, they don't watch what I do though.
Really?
No Modern Family for them?
No.
No.
I bet their friends
They'll get there
do.
eventually.
Their friends do, but like in LA, it's like the thing. People always worry about kids in LA. They worry that they're going to be really spoiled or awful because they're growing up with other, famous people, whatever. All these kids don't want to have anything to do with their parents ever.
Yeah.
And they just are like, ugh, gross. So it's they negate their
Yeah,
parents immediately. I'm like, unless it's a sports star. Sometimes it's like if your dad's LeBron, you're gonna be like,
right.
that's my dad.
Right. Right. But are their friends like, your mom's so hot? Like, do you think they do that?
I heard that one time because there was one kid who used to come to our house all the time, and he left a pair of swim trunks or something, and his name was in it. I was like, we got to get these back to Bob.
Yeah.
And one of my sons was like, no, throwing them out. I said, what? He goes, that kid's an asshole. And I said, what? He goes, wouldn't tell me what happened.
Yeah.
I said, wait, did something happen? Finally, weeks later, I find out he said I was hot.
There you go.
And they were like,
He's never allowed in this house again.
Get out.
They're not going to find out that you touched his swim trunks.
Nope.
No way.
Was not welcome back.
That's
I was
so
like,
funny.
I mean, is it so bad that one of your friends thought I was vaguely attractive? They're like, yeah, it's bad.
They're like,
Mom.
that's worst
Get
case
out.
scenario,
Like,
Mom.
it's a compliment.
Yeah. No,
that
truly.
bad.
But I bet they loved. Did they get to come to set for Happy Gilmore too?
No.
No.
No. It
Nope.
was,
Sorry, because I was
during
going to say
school.
all the cameos. That's
It was during school, and so I was flying back and forth on
Okay.
I was, I do my thing and then I go back. They want me around and they want me to be their mom.
Yeah.
Like I could be up for 24 hours and working and then getting on a plane and coming back, and I walk in the door and they're like, "How come you didn't sign my permission form?" And I'm like, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're
You know
not-
my signature. Just sign it.
and they don't care what you've been doing.
Yeah.
They're inherently selfish in the most wonderful way.
Yeah.
And that's completely normal. They want me to be their mom. They want me to take care of them. And now they're every now and again they're like, "Where have you been?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I was just on 10 planes. Thank you for asking."
Yes.
And they I have a wonderful person, my life wife, who I make soap with. We do JB Scrub together. And she also produces with me. Her name's Rachel. And she forces them to write me cards for Mother's Day and my birthday every year. And you can tell that she stands behind them with like a freaking whip because they are long and
Right.
just like purple prose. It's fantastic.
Well,
It's
that's
fantastic.
nice. I was going to say that's as nice to get, because if it's not, if there's any, I'd imagine any teenage boy would want to. I know it's their mom, but like with a movie like this, right? You see everything that's going on, and it's Adam Sandler, and it's all these other guys, and all these comedians, and all these people. I know we're excited to watch it. That's
Very
for
excited.
sure. I think it's gonna be so fun. And I feel like Adam he's been doing these, sequels and these new versions of his classics, and he makes them so fun.
There was no reason to do this movie at all. Like the first one was a perfect little gem. Leave it alone. And so there's a danger in picking that up and messing with it. But I knew if Adam wanted to do it, he was going to do it for a reason. And I think when you see it, I don't want to say he's matured because that makes him sound like he was a baby. He's just become such a loving family man. And I think he wanted to see, what would it be like if Happy was a family man and like had struggles in his life and like how would he deal with that?
Yep.
So he had his reasoning and I was like, I don't need a reason. I'll show up.
I'm there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah,
It's-
but he
which
made
is so great.
I have to say, I don't want to say it's better. I don't want to denigrate the past, but it's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Well, we can't
Crazy.
wait to
We can't
watch
wait.
it. Everyone can stream it on Netflix.
Yes.
July
On the
25th.
Yes.
So
I'm
it's a
supposed
great
to know
weekend
that.
plan. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
You
I
know
got
now.
it.
I know that.
You
Of course I know
now.
that. And there's a ball in, did you see this? I thought I was hallucinating the other night. I turned on the news in my hotel room here, and it was the end of a news segment, like 11 o'clock, and they're like, they're always trying to end with something
Yeah.
upbeat.
Yep,
Because
yep,
the
yep.
world news, it's a bummer, so here's a picture of a kitten.
Yeah.
And this one was, there's some giant golf ball in Times Square.
Oh, I said yes. Yes.
With Happy
Yep,
Gilmore
yep,
on it.
yep.
And I guess
That's some good marketing.
That's a good activation.
But I mean, that's real. I'm looking over at
Yeah,
the
yeah, they're
Netflix
like, yes,
people.
it's real.
They're bringing you to see it after.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
But it went by so fast. They were like, and there it is. And then it was off the TV.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah, That's
Exactly.
their happy
did I
note.
hallucinate that?
Well, everyone's talking about it and the giant golf ball in Times
are.
Square too, for sure.
I
So
do
can't
want to
wait
ask
see
you
it.
though, one
Go
more thing
ahead.
before we wrap up. I saw you went on Inside of You, and you talked about your email, Julie B. Prozac. You don't have to tell us your new email, but has it changed?
Oh, yeah, I had to change. I would not have given out my old. That was, for years, it was Julie B. Prozac, which, yes, I finally got a proper business manager, accountant who was like, that's changing. And I'm like, why? My
It's
life's an
funny.
open book.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, close it a little, all right?
Let's tighten it up.
Let's tighten it up. Then no one needs to know that you're nuts. And yeah, no, it's definitely, and it's a weird email address.
Yeah,
It
it's
A
isn't-
boring one now.
It isn't Julie Bowen.
Right.
At juliebowen.com.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can
Julie
say
B.
that.
Prozac would be like a good Finsta, like the fake Instagram that people have.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate that you thought you had to explain a Finsta to me. I'm like, I know it makes sense because I'm old and you're young, but at the same time, I know what
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just came out naturally.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Because I even felt weird saying Finsta.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it didn't feel natural to me.
I don't like saying that word.
like.
either.
I hated that I
Weren't
said
there
Finsta.
also though for a minute Sinstas, which were like where you post like the bad stuff?
Yeah. You
Is that
probably
like-
know
yeah,
more
you-
than we do, honestly.
sure.
You're because the boy like it changed drastically after our age to the Gen Z.
Immediately
crowd.
when I said Finsta, I said, "Why did you say that?
Yeah.
Why not just
Yeah.
You
fake
got mad at
Instagram?"
yourself.
Yeah, I was
you
like,
wanted to go. You're like, you reminded you're like, I won Office Survivor. I won it. It's okay. It's okay. I know.
that's what I tell myself often to get
Oh,
through
man.
anything. Yeah.
Well, Julie, thank
You
you.
go into the bathroom. The color is rising high. She gives herself a long look in the mirror. She's like, I won Office Survivor.
Probably, yeah.
gets me through anything. Yeah.
Sometimes that's what you need.
That
You
is
see
the
a little bit
reminder.
of that.
You
Yeah.
got to go
It's a
deal
good
with your
reminder.
in-laws for a long weekend. You're like, if I could do Office Survivor, I got this. I don't even know. Maybe your in-laws are awesome.
They are, but
They are.
they are. But I will say there are a lot of things where I'm like, you know what? I did win that.
I love it.
You caught me.
I
How
love
come
it.
you didn't win with her?
Oh,
She was on her honeymoon,
I was on
so
my
she did not
honeymoon. I
compete.
didn't participate in
Oh,
the
so
show.
you get to tell yourself you could have won.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
She would have won.
No, like, who knows what would have happened if I was in
Yeah.
it? No, I'm not cut out for that.
She'd be the
I'm
Parvati.
not cut out for that.
The-
Parvati?
No,
Yeah,
that's
Parvati.
her.
No,
That's her.
She looks like Parvati.
Yeah, a little bit
You think?
actually.
We've had her on. I've actually some people have said that to me before.
Yeah.
No, she's got that was the cutthroat. I don't watch Survivor. I've never watched it, so I don't know how it works.
You got to get into it.
Yeah.
It is good stuff.
Yeah.
It is really good stuff. And it's too bad that you can't really do Celebrity Survivor because then it's like a bit, but like Mike White is doing the 50th.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's been
can
John
do
Lovitz
anything.
was on it, but not John Lovitz. John John Lovett was
Yeah.
on it last year, but there's not. I don't know. I would love to do Survivor. I would love to do it, but it would be. You can't do the real Survivor if people know you from somewhere else because then they come for you.
You could do Surviving Barstool next season.
I will. Can I represent for one of you?
Absolutely.
Maybe for
You
Noah.
can- yeah,
Noah,
yeah,
how come you didn't win?
Yeah.
Hey, we want to
wasn't
be
asked.
teammates. So like next, we could win Surviving Barstool with Julie Bowen. I would put that
But
on.
I've
Yeah, yeah.
seen what happens if you're Boston Rob. They come for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
not
have
Boston.
to. That's the problem. You got to be like low key.
Yeah, that's why I can't do it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. No, you can't.
I'm out.
No, no, you go out on top. Honestly, I don't think they're going to do the show anymore. It was
Yeah.
such a
Who knows?
it was-
Who
It cost
knows?
him too much money.
It was yeah.
The company
and a lot
almost fell
of,
apart,
and
yeah.
a lot of broken relationships. But okay, Julie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We could have you on for hours, but we do have to wrap up.
Yep.
So
No,
thank you so
wrapping up.
much.
Let's get outta here.
And everyone, of course, go watch Happy Gilmore
Yes,
too.
July 25th
on Netflix. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Thank you.